Hervey Bay, we're not exactly tripping over heritage buildings, not tripping over really old ancient buildings, but what we do have, we're very proud of. This building, the Memorial Hall, was built in 1906 by the Pialba Shire Council, an organisation that no longer exists. A decade earlier, the Pialba railway station was built in 1896. That was where people came and went. It is ground zero for the tourism industry here. And of course, the memorial where Anzac Day is celebrated every year and where we come to pay our respects to all the soldiers. When we're here, we think about those events, those milestones. We think about the people who have come before us. We think about the names on the memorial, the soldiers who went away from this railway station and never came back. The forebearers of us, the Hervey Bay people, they live on in this historic space, and I think it's so important that we save it for future generations. We cannot be the last people to see these historic buildings. We have to save them for the future.
I was looking at a photo yesterday of the railway station, the ladies with their bonnets on and their long dresses and their brollies and those carriages and men in hats, you know. Very important piece of history, especially for our soldiers, especially being in this location with the memorials for Anzac Day. It all ties in together. It's still used by the veterans.
And we've been operating for 12 years now out of the old Pialba railway station as a veterans drop-in centre. We are now found we're getting busy as the younger veterans are coming and needing help. They're going through what we went through 40 odd years ago, and what we need is reassurance that we can be here in this building long term so that we can look after the next generation of young veterans.
Well, here I am in 2015, sitting in a building which I thought many years ago would have been pulled down and thrown away. It's a great old building, this one. It was built in 1906 by the people of Hervey Bay. It was built first as a Shire Hall, and then after that it went through many different names and ideas, and today it still stands. And I'm glad to say the timbers in it are still the original timbers from way back in 1906. Now you take the dance floor, it's huge, it's beautiful, but it's sprung loaded, and it's sprung loaded for a reason, so they can dance on it, especially when they're a big crowd. When they're dancing on it, it moves underneath their feet and makes them feel alive.
Means a lot to us. I teach line dancing here in Hervey Bay, have been for 15 years, hiring the hall. It's the best hall here, it's got the best dance floor, central location, and a lot of history. We get a lot of visitors from down south through the winter and they come in here.
The Pialba Memorial Hall really speaks about all the functions, the weddings, the dances, the meetings, where the people of Hervey Bay would get together and sort out their differences and celebrate their achievements.
About 1952 when it got into about 3,000 population, so it's done a great job, this hall.
We had a great big party in the hall. He had his 21st birthday party and probably catered for about 100 people. And then 6 months later we were married and we had our wedding reception there in the hall. And those memories have never ever left me. It's like a bond with the past when you remember the hall, and I can't imagine Main Street without the hall there.
researched the entire Hervey Bay for halls to be able to provide fantastic classes, and we need a number of requirements such as a high stage, spotlights, central location, ventilation, and this is really the only hall. And there's a lot of dancing people that experience the same thing. This hall is unique, one of its kind, and extremely important.
So these two buildings together in Freedom Park with our memorial really speak of the heart of Hervey Bay and the early genesis of the town which we now see developing around us.
They don't build them like this these days. It's hard to find a dance hall with a wooden floor, which is unique in itself these days.
I think it captures just an incredible energy that you can't replicate anywhere. It's a meeting place, a social gathering for so many people.
And it was actually moved to this site in 1941 from across the road here from when it flooded, so who knows if it could last another move.
If they move it or pull it down to move it, it will cost a fortune because the size of it and the timbers and that to replace it would be very hard. So it would cost a fortune.
I see it personally, it's our town hall, you know, and I would like to see it embraced as that.
It's a great thing to have in Hervey Bay as an icon.
The heritage buildings sort of reveal the character, the soul and the heart of a city, and what we have right here in Main Street is very important for the history and the heritage of Hervey Bay and its cultural identity.
And it's just a shame to take the hall away from our community who use it and love it. It is loved by so many people, not just old timers, but people who are new to the Bay. It is a fixture. It's something that everybody sees, and it'd be like losing a limb off your body if the Memorial Hall left. And to do attached to the railway station, they go together like a hand in a glove.
It would be a very sad and shocking indictment on the current council if they destroyed what has been here for more than a century.
It is part of our culture and our heritage, and that's where it should remain.